Hello, and welcome to the Tasogare Radio Show. I'm your host, Midday, and first, I'd like to thank you for coming back again. Once again today, I've got a selection of songs for you to enjoy, and this time we're going with the theme of focus. This theme is a little vague, and I'm sure it varies person to person. For me, I'm not talking about something smooth and unobstructing to listen to as backtracking for a task, but a song that signals it's time to go, time to start. What I'm looking for is something with a really consistent rhythm that drives forward. No, pulls you forward. It fills the void of quiet and it takes away the space left for distractions. Maybe it's just me, but when I try to work in silence, I tend to find that the slight noises of the surroundings can seem louder. Things like footsteps in the halls, people outside, sometimes even the fridge noises that make you wonder if it's somehow breaking or like if it always made that noise. I don't know, is that an anxiety thing? Anyway, for me, this is music that says, lock in, time to focus, only on what I'm doing, whether that's the game it was made for or anything else I need to do. Describing it in words might be hard to get across, so I'm starting off with a strong one to show you what I mean. This is Alien Manifestation from NieR Automata. You're listening to the Tasogare Radio Show, and I'm the host, Midday. Today we're listening to music to lock into. Did you kinda get what I'm talking about when I'm talking about music to lock in? That was Alien Manifestation from NieR Automata, First Step from Tree of Savior, and Advance in the 12 o'clock Direction from Tales of Legendia. You know, I was really late to the NieR Automata party. I looked at the character designs and thought, nope, that's not a game made for someone like me, and didn't really look at it again until later when a coworker insisted I should try it, and I didn't listen to them. Then one day they sent me a link to a sale, and it was so heavily discounted I couldn't make an excuse not to. I really didn't know what I was getting into, but it was actually the moment Alien Manifestation started playing that I understood how wrong I had been and locked in. What a game! And going in blind was the best choice I ever made. In the words of a certain someone, if history forgets NieR Automata, then fuck history. When I hear this song, I can just feel in my soul the pace of 2B's running. It felt like it synchronized with the song so well, which really gives it that driving force to go forward, which is exactly what I'm looking for today. But maybe that was too strong to start out, because, nothing I could say about the other two songs could hit as hard. But I will mention that I didn't pick Advance in the 12 o'clock Direction just because it has to do with the time of day. Okay? Okay. Anyway, I got a nice cup of coffee here and a block for calls again, so let's listen to the voicemail, shall we? You have one new message. First message.
Hello, this is Sean. Yes, I listened to the whole thing. You should be taking this more seriously. And also, can you please reread your NDA?
Okay. That wasn't super professional of you to do publicly, but okay. Fair, I'm not being super professional here either. But now that I think about it, that's probably what they really meant when they said I need to have some focus here. Anyway, I think I saved a copy of the NDA to my cloud drive, so I'll just have a look over it during the next set. Yeah, right. We went really heavy with the first set, so this time we're gonna lighten up just a bit. If you'd call the first three music to start running, these are to start thinking. In the first episode, I played a remake of an Atelier track. This time, I've got 3 original game tracks from the Atelier series, starting with Dance of Water Drops. This is the Tasogare Radio Show. I'm your host, Midday. If you're just joining in now, today we're listening to songs to focus and lock in. Once again, today we don't have any requests, so I've been picking songs that fit my own definition, which is having a distinct and heavy rhythm. Though I'm actually trying to stay away from combat music a little because we're going to have plenty of time in the future for that. Those last three songs were from the Atelier series. The first song was Dance of Dripping Water from Aisha. The second was Magnum Opus from Eska and Logi. And the last was Song for the Hunters of the Sand Sea from Shally. The Atelier series games sometimes have a song replacement feature, and it can get really granular with the amount of things you can adjust. Anytime Magnum Opus is available, I change my Atelier theme to it. For me, it's the perfect song to just lock in and get technical with item creation. I love how it sounds like a soloist just improvising on top. And though it has an irregular time signature, I think it still fits in because the pulse is so distinctive. And another neat thing about it is that the way that it loops reminds me of my days in jazz band, where the backing plays on loop for improvised solos to go on top, just like it does in this song. It's actually a different solo on top of the second half. Almost all video game music used to be loops, at least in the games that I played, so I think it's just a really neat use of the convention that as a gamer I expect a loop, but it's not quite just a loop. It keeps it a little fresher. Oh, this might actually be the first time I've mentioned anywhere that I was in jazz band. And by that I mean the high school jazz band. I wonder if you could guess what instrument I played. I don't think I was very good. Well, nowadays it's hard to find a place where I can make that much noise and not feel too self-conscious about trying to practice. Alright, so I should get to this. In the last break, I did read over the NDA again, so I'm a little bit clearer on exactly what I'm not allowed to talk about. And I suppose I should probably just come clean right here. I actually don't know exactly why they need me to do this. I don't have a clear picture about it. The only thing I specifically can't say... gosh. I can't talk about my current state, condition, or the organization behind this broadcast. But I think we need to back up a second here because, honestly, two things. First, they really didn't tell me the actual purpose of doing this. The main thing they've said is that you need to know that if you feel like you should call or leave a comment on the syndicated episode, please do. That's all. And secondly, now that I'm rereading this, is it even legal to not say who's behind the broadcast? I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm not being paid, but I'm still doing it on their behalf, and I will be getting something in return. Ugh. Gosh, I keep going weird places. If anyone is listening, you might be wondering why it seems like I didn't fully read the NDA the first time. I mean, I didn't really have a choice but to sign it, so yeah, I kind of skimmed, but don't get me wrong. I am here willingly. Just with things being the way they are, I have to do this. Right, enough of that. Let's get to the next set of tracks, shall we? I think we'll do a little more of an eclectic mix for the next three, with no direct through line. Yeah, I'm starting with No Turning Back from Genshin Impact. Listening to the song just makes me happy, which, you know what, I need that right now. The very first soundtrack for Genshin included the song Beats of Water Drops, which is basically the same song, but let's call it an unplugged sort of version. I listened to a well-known internet drummer cover it, then a couple patches later they added a new version of the song which only plays in the very furthest depths of Enkanomiya. As far as I know, no other field bosses have their own theme, so I've always wondered if the reason they added it was because they heard the cover being so good and just had to do an official version like it, then added it in wherever they could. Anyway, please enjoy No Turning Back. This is the Tasogare Radio Show, and I'm your host, Midday. Today we're listening to songs to lock in and focus. The first one was No Turning Back from Genshin Impact. The second one is a challenging one to name since it's from Xenoblade X, and as I mentioned last time, their titles are a bit challenging. So let's go with Around NLA. And lastly, Deadly Voyage from God Eater 3. That song plays at home base, and it has a really comfortable home sort of feel. And it might be my own nostalgia, but the God Eater theme melody in there just feels so warm. Something about hearing that every time I get in game just feels right. It sets the scene to get ready to fight. And we are almost done, so I just wanted to apologize for before. Don't worry, I'm not being forced to do anything against my will. Seriously, the only thing I'm sincerely concerned about right now is that if there's some kind of media transparency law that means we should be making our backing clear, we're kind of violating it. I am going to talk to Sean about it before the next show, and no, Sean, I'm not going to make you call again just to ask about it. You know, he gave me some flack for picking the name in Japanese, but, what can I say? I'm a nerd at heart. I'm a little cringe at times. The Who Are You radio show just doesn't have the same energy. Seriously, on the briefing notes, they wanted me to have these catchphrases in every episode, one of which is, Who are you? Which is just weird. The second one is, How did you get here? And I'm not sure I really get what that's supposed to mean. It's kind of cringe all the way down, I guess. And now that I think about it, did I even say that last time? Maybe that's what they meant when they said I was taking it a little too easy and need to focus? At least this time, I'm going to name the theme for next time. Let's go with jazz. So please also feel free to leave a comment or a voicemail with your favorite jazzy game themes for next time. And I think we will end it here again, so I'll leave with one last song. Similar to how Alien Manifestation just hit me as the time to lock in song for NieR Automata, I'm leaving you with a more cheerful, upbeat track that did the same thing for me when I played Final Fantasy XIII back in the day. I've been your host, Midday, and this has been the Tasogare Radio Show. Thanks for listening, and please enjoy The Sun Left Waterscape.